Well, well, well. It's that time of year again where everyone gets to have a lot of fun. And I know this video is extremely late, but I can't help but actually put it out because I already worked on it, right? And I haven't been able to give anything to you guys. So this is it. This is my Chinese New Year special. That's really damn late. Chinese New Year is really a genuinely special event, and when I mean by that, I'm not trying to be biased or anything. I mean, it's not like I'm Asian or anything, but I'm just saying that Chinese New Year not only does it not go for like just one day, but it's so widely known that you don't have to be an Asian or even Chinese to celebrate this wonderful event. And growing up with a Chinese background, I still remember all the really loud firecrackers. You don't want to be out there when they light those things, man. And the dancing dragons, you would actually feed a red pocket to them, and the dragon would eat it up. Cool story, and the red pockets, you can't go wrong with red pockets. You get money. I mean, look, the money's probably not like the biggest thing, but a lot of people care about that more than their relatives, man. But you want to know what the greatest thing of all is? You want to know? It's the food. The food, man. It's the food. Like, even though everyone has their own traditions during this week, like this sort of Chinese New Year week, everyone still gets to eat, and everyone still gets to eat with their family, and I think that's genuinely the best part. Now, being Malaysian, I remember on the family New Year's Eve, we would all come together in like this one house that we would go back to my mom's family's place, and with like the floor is actually not even like wooden or anything. It's just solid earth. You can feel the earth. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, it was good. It was really great that I got to see people that maybe I don't talk to very often, and maybe even if I do go there, I wouldn't really talk to them much. But it's still great to be in their presence, you know what I'm saying? But before we get started on this, I just wanted to preface this that I did do this quite a bit afterwards, and at this point, it's almost 2 months now. So, yeah. But anyways, I'm gonna teach you in this video how to make this one pot, one dish, one fat, juicy plate of food that can be shared around a table. It's absolutely big. I mean, depends on how much you want to put in there. So, the more people, just put more stuff in there, man. This entire thing, like this recipe itself, is really malleable. You can put whatever you want in there. I'm just saying. So, go ahead, just do wild, just go crazy, go stupid, man. And yeah, and you can do it whenever you'd like, whether on Chinese New Year, next year, or the next Sunday meal. You know what I'm saying? So let's get going. I'll see you in the method or the instructions. Okay, I'm gonna stop talking now. So, first of all, you'll need to get yourself some Chinese mushrooms. Now, I didn't put this in the ingredients thing because, of course, not everyone will be able to get these mushrooms. However, if you do get yourself hands on these nice dried up bags of mushrooms, you can always use them as well. But they can be found in Chinese groceries, but that's kind of all I know where to get them. So, I mean, you could probably do some digging around and find one, but if you can't, you can always replace them for something else. Now, to hydrate these things, obviously, you're gonna need some water. Now, fill it up a nice bit so that it's almost completely submerged. Don't worry if it floats, just enough water that you know that it will cover the entire thing if something's weighed on top, like a plate. And you fill a little bit more, and you just let that hydrate for a few hours or overnight, whichever you prefer best. So now we're going to focus on our stock. You can actually buy some yourself, or you can make your own one by blanching some chicken parts and then afterwards boiling it and simmering it in a pot of water for a few hours and putting your own stuff in it. The chicken should be pulled out afterwards and it will look super tasty, juicy, and bouncy. Now, before we start putting everything together, let's get our ingredients ready. First, chop up some radishes into nice, decent pieces. You can actually do it thinner if you would like, or you can do like big chunks like we've done here. Afterwards, get your broccoli ready, cut it into your florets. You can even use the stem as well if you would like. And there you go, that's all you'll be needing, all the vegetables at least, and there'll be some more coming up afterwards. Got your radish, white radish, your broccoli, when my finger starts pointing there, my broccoli, and some really, I think that's lettuce. I'm not too sure what you call that, like a really long lettuce cabbage kind of thing. Okay, before you actually start, please put some oil first, whatever oil you prefer, whatever cooking oil you prefer, and put it underneath so it doesn't burn the actual radish when it starts cooking. So set it up nicely, fit it all in there, and make sure that you try to cover as much area of the bottom part of the pot as you can. Afterwards, cut your cabbage, lettuce looking thing into whatever kind of size you want, as long as you as it covers the pot and sort of covers above the radish area. Set it up nicely like how I've done here, or you can do it your own little cool way, whatever works best for you. Now, if you prefer to use another vegetable, maybe possibly another leafy vegetable, you may like to do something similar, or maybe do something a little bit different, whatever you prefer. This dish is really a personal sort of thing, so please change it to however you would like. Afterwards, we're gonna move on to making and kind of cleaning your fried tofu. Usually they're really oily. You can keep it if you'd like, but my mom says that it's bad for you, so we're gonna squeeze out as much as we can and make it nice and pure? I don't know how you say it. And decorate it around and fit it across the pot circumference, the circumference of the pot, the outer circle of it, yeah, kind of. And then we'll be touching on our abalone. Now the abalone, you can actually buy it cooked or you can buy it raw. It's actually cheaper if you buy it raw, but it will take longer to cook, so just keep that in mind. Afterwards, place your mushrooms, your hydrated mushrooms, in a similar way you did with your tofu, and yeah, get your I believe they're dried scallops, but they have been rehydrated, and the water that you hydrate the scallops in you can also use for the broth as well, which we'll get into later. So we're gonna start cooking the thing now. Put in your chicken stock as well as your scallop water to about, maybe I would say 3 to 4 cups, enough to like just cover the layer where the cabbage is, and just start simmering it. What my mom did here is she kind of like pressed the ingredients down a bit to see the water come out, and here my mom's just chopping up the chicken so that it is ready when we place in all the things. But this isn't gonna happen, like the placing isn't gonna happen until the very end, because this chicken's already cooked, and if we cook it any longer it will become tough and chewy, which is not good. And this skill is incredibly hard to do. I mean, you have to be so incredibly accurate, and the knife is so damn big. It's crazy, man. And you also have to do it quite hard because there's bones as well. So make sure you can buy some chicken yourself from Chinese store, or you can make it yourself, whichever one you prefer. So at this point, the pot and all their little cool things inside have been boiling and simmering for about maybe 10 to 5 minutes. So you can now move on to making your sauce, which is just oyster sauce, your chicken stock, what is that called again? Sweet dark soy sauce. Yes, that's what it's called. Dark soy sauce is genuinely quite sweet as well. Besides that, you'll need to add in yourself some good bit of salt, because you know, having such a big pot of food, you would need to be able to salt it nicely as well. We're gonna get our cornstarch slurry ready and mixed. It doesn't have to be completely mixed, just enough that it's dissolved and is little to no chunks. Because when we start putting this into our sauce and start incorporating in, it's not only going to take some time, and it just prevents it from lumping up. So by now it would have been maybe 20 minutes, and it's just we're just letting that cook. Afterwards, we're just wanting to now just fix up the sauce with the cornstarch, making it thick. The reason why we're also putting cornstarch is also that we're also wanting to thicken not only the sauce, but also the kind of the broth that's inside the pot already. So after that, there's not really much else. You just want to mix in and incorporate all your cornstarch in there. Once that's ready and you can tell that it's more viscous and more thick, then you're all good to just let that sit for a bit. Yes, rhymes. You hit me up for some bars, dude. Alright, now for the big reveal. This should be after around 20 to 25 minutes. It's all simmered. Everything's nice and has absorbed all of each other's flavors and have really got to know each other, you know. Have really got to talk about their days and how they're going and stuff, you know what I'm saying? We're going to close that back up and we're going to start putting in our meats. Now, depending on what you like, you can put whatever you want. This dish really originated because people had leftovers after like the big Chinese New Year dinner. And so the next night they would make something like this to put everything in one, essentially. It's a big pot of everything, if you ask me. And in this, in our case, we've put chicken, roast pork. Really always love a good roast pork. And we've also put some prawns in there as well. We put the broccoli lost because it takes the one of the longest to cook, really. So afterwards, now you gonna go apply your thickened soy sauce looking sauce that you cooked in a separate pot, and just slowly drizzle it on top. Make sure to turn the fire low to simmer, and just try to put it all in and make sure that it's applied on all of the ingredients on top, because that's what you're gonna be eating, obviously. And make sure that you use all of it. Don't make sure to not leave any left. Put the lid back on, and you're gonna leave that to cook for another 5 to 10 minutes. Afterwards, it's gonna look absolutely freaking fantastic. It looks great while it's boiling. Just let that do its thing, and you're ready to eat in no time. It really was a great time sharing this amazing meal with my family. I feel like it could have been better, but you know what? You guys give it a go yourself. Make sure to salt it well. Don't put too much soy sauce or like sweet soy sauce in, because that's really can get really powerful. But that's about it. Thank you so very much for joining me on this episode. I really appreciate and love you guys very much. take care. Hope you had a good Chinese New Year, even though it was ages ago. Have a great week, and next video hopefully won't be any longer than 2 months. I'll see you later, guys. Take care, and I appreciate you sticking around to end this video. Bye bye.